And welcome back to another GACC Podcast, where we're going to discuss anywhere between games, anime, computers, and collectibles. Again, I am your host, Harrison. This week, to my left is...
Hi, I'm Faust.
And to my right...
I'm Boss Pander.
And we're going to be discussing everything that's been pertinent this last week in tech news and games and anime and computers. So I actually want to start out again, because this has just been in everybody's face, the Windows 10.
Yeah.
We
made it a big deal in the last show.
Yeah.
So
the Windows 10 update has come out. It has actually started rolling out, and I think it's started rolling out August 3rd. Let's say it was basically Wednesday or Thursday. You could manually install it and start pushing it out by itself relatively quickly. Now, overall, the process on this was relatively seamless. I mean, happened on my main computer, happened on my laptop, and everything seemed to be honky-dory.
it was the longest update process I had run since getting Windows 10.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen, but this was smooth for a
I'm just
service
saying,
pack.
if you're still holding off, when you do decide to do it, expect it to take longer than your standard maintenance update.
Yes.
Didn't take too long. If you did it back when it first was telling you, hey, do this. But I think I've gotten used to it. I really, really hated it when it first came out, and I think I've, gotten a little more used to it now. So,
Yeah. Well, with this anniversary update, I think for the majority of people, there's not going to see too much of a difference. Aesthetically, it's the same. There's a couple of changes. They added a couple of buttons, basically, in the start menu to make it easier to shut down or find your file manager or whatnot. Quick buttons, and they did some aesthetic upgrades. I think the things that people are actually screaming about has been Xbox One, Xbox 360 wireless controllers.
It basically, yeah. It's just a gigantic mess right now. The controllers, the X input system, which means it's not just the Xbox controllers, though it is primarily those. You might want to test your controllers before you go and try the game after the patch, because right now they're just not connecting properly, or they're you have to resync them and then they work for maybe 10 minutes. It's primarily the new generation Xbox One controllers with the Bluetooth integrated, as opposed to the old ones that need the dongle. But even the dongle ones are having problems too.
Even the dongle ones.
Yeah.
So
careful, folks. If you are a gamer and you want to upgrade to this patch, you might lose your controller for a little bit. Now it has already been confirmed they are working on a patch to fix it. This is just something that happens when they roll out with major changes to anything. It was to be expected that something was going to break.
Right.
But still, how quickly they fix this is going to really be telling on how well they're operating nowadays.
Well, I still think overall this has been relatively smooth. Oh no, controllers don't work for Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
This is the problem people are complaining about.
Yeah.
Well,
My problem is how it just decided, you don't need this and this and this on your computer. We're just going to remove it for you.
Oh, really?
And I was like, well, wait, where's this, and this? And Windows 10 is going, you didn't need it. And I'm like, but I did.
so Windows 10 is dad cleaning itself?
Yeah.
Dad clean.
So you obviously don't use it. You just leave it lying around. I'm just going to throw it out.
Gonna throw it out.
Oh my. So I didn't see any of those issues. So
I didn't. I
So Pander, you got dad cleaned?
Yeah.
What did it remove?
I don't remember because I've had it for a while. It's not new on mine.
This is the update, the anniversary update.
Okay, the update, no. I haven't really noticed any differences on my computer with the update.
Okay.
At all.
Okay, then that's what we're talking about. Is
the Windows 10 overall.
We're talking about the Service Pack update, or that just came out like 2 days ago. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. Not going up to Windows 10 from Windows 7.
Wait, like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
I don't think I've been on my main computer in that time.
Oh.
So I don't know yet.
Okay.
Well,
so
be careful.
Yeah,
There's a patch coming.
Scratch that.
It's patch day. The clouds are rolling in.
So apparently, we've not experienced Windows Windows 10 update service pack destroying anybody's programs and data cleaning. So the only other thing I've seen it do is specifically with Logitech. This is in regards to the Logitech C920 Logitech webcam. This is a webcam that's typically used by a lot of people that are using FaceTime for on the internet or for recording for YouTube. So the problem was if you were actually using the Logitech camera software. The actual Logitech camera software is just crashing after the update. So you cannot actually utilize the Logitech camera software itself. You have to go over to the camera app in the Windows 10 store to use the Logitech camera, and then you can actually start up still the Logitech control panel, which allows you to control the panel. Mm-hmm. This is important because that's what allows you to set the autofocus, light, zoom, zoom distance, and everything like that.
You still have control of the camera. You just don't have it in this nice, tidy package anymore.
Correct. Yeah. And so the camera app, I think, records to the picture folder instead. It's a very dumbed down, simplified interface without as much stuff behind the Logitech app. Now, the Logitech software app, you could choose the save location, a few other things that the camera app's not doing, but the workaround is use the Windows 10 camera app. You can still launch the controls for the Logitech C920 cameras, but you cannot actually use the Logitech recording software. Don't know if this is going to be fixed. Part of this is the software was last updated really in 2012.
Yeah. There's a problem with the mics and headphones as well on that, or just the camera?
Just the camera.
For now, just the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if it's a Logitech product, Logitech has been widely adopted for a long time. If it's a Logitech product that's having problems, even if it is an older product, it says that other things might end up causing trouble. So really, to tell you the truth, I say with all of the patch troubles and everything that we have heard about, these things are very minor issues.
Absolutely.
And they're very easily fixed. So all in all, this patch is sounding like a success, except for the fact that you can't really see any change. It's this big download, it's this big install, and you don't... I think the only thing that I noticed that was an actual change is when I go to sign in, it no longer takes that sign-in screen and slides the whole thing up for that default screen behind it.
Absolutely.
That is your sign-in screen now. The whole thing just the words slide up, your screen stays the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's a good design change, but that's the only thing I've really seen that's noticeable.
So apparently I haven't updated at work either because we're still sliding up there too.
Yeah. If you're still sliding up, you've not updated.
Yeah. You be careful though. You might want to roll that patch out on your work computers one at a time, testing the devices that you have there, because if they're older than 2012, we're going to need
We may not
testing.
really want to because it is, older software and everything, and it is our POS that is on it.
Yeah.
So that's something our boss may just go, no, don't do that.
And for people on the internet,
Point of
POS
sale.
is point of sale, not what you think it is.
Though in retail,
Though sometimes they are.
Yeah, in retail we call it that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I got on Windows 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard that they made a pretty good dent in the market share.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to see them going out there. Another thing that's been making a really good dent in the market share has been Pokemon Go, since we talked about that last week.
Yeah.
And Pander did say she wanted to talk about something, Pokemon Go. So
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Been really big out there lately, as we all know. All the zombies walking around looking at their phones. As a matter of fact, reason I haven't been on my computer lately.
Because of what?
Those two.
Okay.
I don't
Go.
For people listening to an audio only version, she just held up a 7-inch Android tablet and she just held up her phone. So she's going across two devices playing Pokemon Go.
Yep. It really does drain your battery. From what I'm hearing, it's made, since coming out, 160 million. This is a free download game that's made $160 million.
But my Pokemons, if I spend money, I can get my Pokemons up there faster and catch up with everybody.
Yeah, it's either you walk a whole bunch to get the Pokeballs that you need because they run out fast. When I play, they run out fast because I suck at depth. So I'm like tossing behind the Pidgeys and around the Zubats, and I can never hit them. So yeah, you have to walk around to all of the Poke Centers and get your stash for the every 5 minutes they reset. It's just it keeps you moving, or you can pay them $1.99 and get 50 and not have to like go around for anything.
Oh, so basically 165 was it 165 million?
160.
Okay, 160
million.
Probably at this point 165 million.
At least
since the story came out.
Has been spent on being lazy.
Well, it's not only that. I mean, it's the Pokeballs, the extra to draw. I think businesses also are using it because the lures. A lot of businesses that have stops anywhere near their business are using lures and dropping that on the Pokestops so that people are hanging around the Pokestops and are going to come into the business.
And you buy those, right?
You can buy those. Of course, you also can get those when you level up, but you can buy them.
Yeah, I never really checked. Any kind of game that I play on my phone that says it has a store, I usually avoid that thing like the plague. Because I don't really like the idea of putting money into a game I can beat for free.
Well, you don't always have to put money into it, because if you actually have your Pokemon in a gym, once every day, if you have your Pokemon in a gym, you can collect money for doing
I've heard about
that.
this. I haven't really tried because I haven't gotten anything powerful enough yet. So, yeah. The other thing was they just came out with a major patch that took away some tracking information that they were trying to get functional, but other third-party sites were taking that. And so they removed the tracking information, which was kind of an awe point for most of the players. Like, they wanted to be able to find what they wanted.
Well, that's...
It wasn't working right anyways, and they basically still have the tracking on there.
It's better, it's more stable, it's easier to connect and stay connected. It's more accurate when it's counting your steps. So in the end, it was a good patch. It was a good stability patch and everything like that. The tracking thing, like, it's the core rule of being a D&D dungeon master, is if you give somebody something and then you end up having to take it away, expect to fight. Because even if it was something that isn't helping the party or isn't really doing any good or doing anything at all, the fact that you took it away is going to still be registered, and you never know how much you like something until it's gone, or something stupid like that. I don't know. The key thing is players are stupid.
Yeah.
They and don't get mad about video games. I'm resolved. I'm going to say that every show until it sinks in, because it's a game, folks.
Well, I'm going to say I was mad about it earlier because some of you are bastards.
So
I took the gym. You are not on my team. Stay out of my gym.
And what team is that?
The blue team.
Okay.
You know I just took your gym. Don't drop your Pokemon in my gym, you bastards.
So, speaking about other, because you said what did you just say? Gamers get mad or rage.
Don't get mad about video games.
Don't get mad. Don't be don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
So
you mad, bro?
Yeah.
So the other thing, that's because Pokemon always causes something stupid to happen.
Mm-hmm.
New York. Oh boy.
I think I know where you're going with this.
You guys are special. Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently, lawmakers in New York are trying to ban, or lawmakers are trying to make it so that sex offenders are banned from playing Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? How the hell are you going to ban and enforce registered sex offenders from playing Pokemon Go?
It's enforcement after the fact, in that they catch them playing it after catching them relapsing or whatever else that they happen to catch them. It's like, oh, you're a registered sex offender and you're playing Pokemon Go. We can just add that to the pile charges that we're going to be like putting you in court for.
You're playing a game.
You're playing a game that kids normally play, and it's not even a game that lets you talk to kids.
Oh, wait. This is what makes it even better. Senator Jeff Kine has also suggested that, was it Niantic?
Yeah.
Be required to ensure that no Pokestops, Pokemon, or other Pokemon Go hotspots are within 30 meters of a registered sex offender's home address. Boy.
I can see that one. The first part to me is stupid, but I can see going, hey, don't put Pokestops near some pervert, you know?
Don't put Pokestops near dangerous places anyway. It's like keep away from sewage lines and bridges that have been around for 80 years and, you know. Like,
well, in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
The problem with this is typically registered sex offenders end up kind of getting in an area. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're gonna have this bubble with no Pokestops or anything in it, and people are gonna go, "Hey, that's where all the perverts are. Those are all the child molesters."
They already know this.
How many people actively actually go out and look? This is going to be
anybody who cares about that actively looks.
Yeah.
But how many Pokemon players are going to go, you know what? Those guys are fucking up my Pokestops. I'm going to mess with them. This is just going to inflame the situation is what I'm saying.
I see. That's another thing. Don't get mad about it because they decide to do something like this. Don't get mad about it because you want them to do something like this. I have to say, in my neighborhood, there is one Pokestop. And
how many sex offenders do you have in your neighborhood?
I don't know.
If you only got one stop.
The thing is, like, we were moving into the place, and I'm not exactly in a position to really argue about it. It's like, are there a lot of sex offenders there? Because we're a bunch of college-age men. Yeah. And it's like, you know, we're the last thing a sex offender is really going to be interested in.
You're just offensive.
I'm just offensive.
Okay.
Yeah. So I only have one in my neighborhood. I have to, and it's not even a very long walk from my house, but it's a walk. And to get to the next one, I have to walk like a mile to get to the nearest park, and that's a nice collection. But I don't think that I'm really pissed off at Niantic for not putting enough Pokestops in my neighborhood or anything like that. It's like, if it's, once again, I don't want to be lazy. This is a game that's designed around you walking. Yeah. You actually get more out of the game by moving around with the game open.
Hatching eggs.
Yeah.
You hatch eggs. Yeah. You find more Pokestops. You find more Pokemon. You find different Pokemon. So, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing about banning child offenders, like child molesters or sex offenders.
They want Niantic to enforce this. Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York.
That's where the whole thing falls apart. So we've been trying to get, like, the government has been trying to get internet companies to regulate their systems for ages. And we've always come back with, that is impossible. There are way too many people using these systems. There's way too much that would be digging into a level of privacy we can't really go past.
And they can lie about their information.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, the best thing that Niantic could do, Senator, would be to put a thing at the front of their game where they already put a thing at the front of their game saying, pay attention, fuckers. Sorry. Yeah. But
which they've done, and they're still getting sued.
Yeah, the thing is that I found some of the comments to the story more interesting than the story itself, where people are like, well, you wouldn't feel that way if once you hear the story, things keep happening, and what if a kid gets kidnapped and raped and stuff? Well, if that's happening, shouldn't their parents be walking around with them?
Yeah, do you let
Who lets their little kids wander around?
Like, who lets their elementary school child wander around alone in a neighborhood, any neighborhood, playing a video game where they're not aware of their surroundings?
Well, there's also, it's technically 13 and up, so it could be elementary, junior high, you know.
They are supposed to be older.
Yeah, and starting in high school, and it still falls underneath it.
I
don't know, this is a whole sticky subject.
Yeah, it is a very sticky subject.
No pun intended, but it's, you know.
Very much is. I mean, it could happen at any time. I mean, you could be walking home from school. The thing is, these perverts, if they want to do something, they're going to do something. They can go over to the park. You know, if they're going to break their parole or their rules, they can go over the park easily. They don't even have to have the game on their phone, and they could be acting like they're doing whatever and still catch kids that are going to go up to these guys. They don't even have to be playing the game. So stopping them from playing the game is not going to stop them from doing what they want to do if they really want to hurt somebody.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about predators is the first thing that they're really capable of doing is coercing and lying.
Yeah.
And when you're able to sell something like that, you don't need to be playing the actual game to convince them that you're playing the game or that you're interested or that you know something. It's just a part of the overall social interaction. And really that I can't think of a way that we could really police this entire thing.
I really don't know
it's
how.
It's just another dumb thing in a line of dumb things going on about this game.
Well, speaking of policing, you remember talking about Bitcoins last week?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how they're not a real currency? Well, there's now been a hack on a Bitcoin exchange. I believe it was on Bitfinex, which is a Chinese Bitcoin exchange. They got hacked. They lost like 120,000 Bitcoins. Caused the value of Bitcoins to slide 77 million on the Bitfinex exchange. And the Bitfinex exchange went down. But the Bitcoins went from being 600, worth over 600 to
A coin.
to about 518 a coin, because they lost 120,000. So, here's again, back to the story from last week. This is not regulated, and there's no banks backing it, so it's not a legitimate form of currency. So
You have to understand, a currency like this is going to be volatile. It's going to be something that is going to fluctuate, and it's going to fluctuate because society is still trying to work out exactly where they're going to put this kind of thing. It's got no centralized source. It's got something. They're just grabbed out of thin air, literally. And
it's like the stock market, but worse, because the stock market is all essentially the same thing, very volatile. But at least you have a piece of paper, and that company can still go under.
Yeah.
But there's some regulations on the stock market. There's really no regulations on Bitcoins.
Isn't Bitcoin just used for gaming and stuff?
No, it's used for dark nets and undernets and all of that other stuff to pay for illicit things and services and stuff like that because they're untraceable, and they're easy to transfer. And typically, it's just a way to get a value to somebody for something. But once again, it's not central. It's not regulated. Most countries don't really adopt it or treat it as actual currency. It's just this thing that socially we apply value to it. And so when these things go missing, the reason it lost 77 million is because socially people started pulling out, saying, well, if it's going to lose that much money after this many get stolen, then maybe I'm not going to want to put my money there.
Yeah, the way I see Bitcoins is basically like you find the popular MMO and you buy gold in it, and it has a certain value, and that's really what's going on. Yeah. It could just go under at any time because it's not regulated, So people, have fun with Bitcoins. Don't take it as a serious investment.
Well, I remember when the Bitcoin craze first went off, I think there might still be a vending machine or an ATM. It's actually an ATM in San Francisco, I think. I'm pretty sure there are more all over, but
yeah,
there's an ATM in San Francisco for sure that I know of where you can actually purchase a Bitcoin.
Yes.
And you get a code on a piece of paper, and that is proof that you have a Bitcoin.
Yes. And that's the safest way they say to store it anyways, is offline with that hash code,
It just seems silly.
It's like print your own money.
Yeah, fake money.
Yeah.
Would you like to have a piece of paper printed out and we put it in like a little coin that says how much value you have in WoW? That's basically that's how I feel.
I could log into WoW and see how much money I have in there.
Yeah, the real thing about it, the reason it's still popular is because it's untraceable. It is something that they can transfer easily for things they would rather not have a money trail going to.
True.
So they're dirty bastards.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Dirty bastards.
Well.
See, we're at the midway point
Speaking
here.
of dirty bastards.
Uh-oh.
Oh, where are we going with this?
Uh-oh.
So the new virtual reality thing, the goggles?
What about the goggles?
Yeah,
Was this the Vive or the Rift or?
No, I don't even think this is even
This
in
is just one
regards.
of those things you slide your phone into.
No, I don't think that. No, I know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So, with any new technology comes porn,
Of course.
right?
Technology
Yep.
wouldn't exist if it weren't for porn.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I slipped there and just
So-
kick everything over.
One of the crazy things that's come out is there's a company that was supposed to launch on August 1st called Cam Soda for it's a virtual reality platform where users connect through. I'm going to butcher this.
You want me to?
Teledildonics.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Let me see that.
It sounds naughty.
It's spelled like it sounds, folks. Teledildonics.
Teledildonics.
Which relay the touch of a person.
Yes. So
Touch of a dildo.
this way you can strap on some VR goggles.
No, it can be used by other headsets such as the Oculus Rift and
Yeah. So Oculus Rift, HTC Vive. You can now go to CamSoda and get some teledildonics that relay the touch, so you can
touch somebody.
Reach out and touch someone.
Just don't expect any Pokestops in your neighborhood soon.
So Madonna's out of business because now every time that she thinks about you, she doesn't have to touch herself.
That's not who sings that song.
Oh, that's not who sings that song?
No.
Oh, who is it?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. Would you like to correct me? Who is it? Who sings the song? You just gotta look at me and laugh?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So
what
does the teledildonics look like? Is this?
I have no idea what this thing looks like, sir.
Where do you know where I can buy some of this? Camsoda.com.
CamSoda.
All right.
So how does this work?
There's a male and a female design device. Apparently, the simulator feeds pressure data from the female's toy to the male toy or sleeve in real time to simulate the feeling of sex. As with real sex, it involves both parties. So the male sleeve tightens based on the pressure it receives from the female toy, and the female toy gets feedback from the sleeve regarding speed and intensity. It's supposed to replicate a real-life experience, creating pulsating vibrations on each end with each person. And the adult entertainment webcam company is also planning on using this for virtual reality sex possibility or coordinated sex between users or actors.
So here's my thing, right? So say you're using this with somebody who's not your significant other. Would that be still playing with yourself while watching porn, or would that be cheating?
Where's my 10-foot pole?
Come on.
If you go into a conscious arrangement with somebody, no matter the distance between you, to utilize items in a way to provide sexual gratification, it wouldn't matter what the distance was between you. I mean, it's the same as asking somebody to use just a natural latex masturbator on you, or use a dildo on you, or whatever. It's the same thing. So if your significant other considers that cheating, then it's cheating. But
so if I say, hey, buddy, no watching porn and using your, what do they call it? Maglite? No, sorry.
Flashlight. Wow.
Wow.
Maglite.
Yes, I know
I would not want to use the
flashlight.
Maglite.
Ouch.
There's probably. You sure there's not a few ladies that have used a Maglite in a pinch? Because, all Maglites come in different sizes.
Well, I guess, if you're going the opposite sex there, maybe. If I go, hey, buddy, you're not allowed to watch any porn and play with yourself.
Yeah, I still
maybe I can be considering that.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
I stick
cheating.
with that.
So this is cheating if there's a live actor on the other end.
Well, it's
If your significant other is like, hey, you're wanting to do that with somebody else, and it's like you're actually doing
the thing about it
something
is,
with them,
yeah,
and you're not doing that with me.
it's like you have a significant other.
Then
You have access to teledildonics. You obviously bought yourself a kit. Why didn't you get a kit for your significant other, number one?
Yeah.
Number two, why aren't you asking to use it with them?
Well, okay, wait. Okay, let's stop right there
Really?
first. Number one, let's say you did buy one for your partner.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you're on a business trip. Let's say you come back at 3 a.m, you try to ring her up. They're not available because they're sleeping.
Yeah. So what, you're going to go to some chat room and find, does anybody else have teledildonics in this chat room?
You just go to the website. They're going to provide actors for it.
Oh, really, they are?
Yeah, they're going to provide actors
okay.
for it.
you probably got to pay for that.
Yeah.
But, of course, I don't know who's going to take... Well, probably.
See, the thing is, they could show you a point of view video and just have some guy named Steve,
New job?
manipulating
Yeah,
the
that's
device, really, and,
I don't know. This is
getting weird.
This is going to get weird. It's going to get crazy. I mean, you have
talk about a whole other sticky situation.
Yeah, because we got VR. I mean,
yeah,
and obviously, tech and porn end up getting related all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's up to each of you on how you feel about that. If you decide to buy one of those,
just buy a sex bot. It's just like a big toy. It's okay. It's not weird.
a sex what?
A sex bot.
Sex bot.
Sex bot.
No.
Oh,
I'm not even typing that into Google.
That would be a definite no.
Oh. So sex bots are definite no's.
No, because that's like having another person there.
It's a robot.
Yeah, but that's like there.
It's like a fleshlight in a mannequin.
No, it's
with a
not
speaker.
the same. Like toys aren't the same.
It's a big toy.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on.
So I hear that the AMD, they're releasing new cards. They're actually coming out now.
Yes, the RX. So this actually kind of ties into VR.
Mm-hmm.
The RX 480 is rated VR capable, and the manufacturer models are coming out. And those seem
Can we
to
have
be.
sex with it?
You may need it to have VR sex.
It's a computer.
It's a graphics card. Yes,
It's a GPU.
Funny thing is since the 80s, there have been sex devices in the computers available. I'll have to find some historical stuff on this at some point. But anyways.
Please do. We'll make a video.
Anyways.
Not of the sex.
Yeah, not of the sex.
Oh, God.
It'll be an essay.
An essay, yes.
Yeah.
So the RX 480's been out, and they had talked about two lower lines of cards, the RX 470s and 460s. Those are now starting to be released. These are not VR capable cards. They're not rated as VR capable like the RX 480 is.
So that's why they're affordable.
Yes, but the RX 480 is supposed to be affordable VR.
Mm-hmm.
So the 470s have come out, and the 460s have come out, and so far they're not seeing too much wrong with the cards. Really, they're good for standard high-def 1080p gaming. You know, I think the RX 470 is able to run Rise of the Tomb Raider and all those
current gen stuff
just fine, and you know it's going to keep the frames per second where it needs to be. So there's really no problems there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the card goes, yeah, if you're looking for a quick upgrade, they're not bad.
But if you are wanting to go into VR, is it worth waiting for the 480?
The 480's out. Yeah. The manufacturer ones are out. They've corrected a lot of the power issues. That's really where you should start, because the RX 480 8 gig model is where you need to be for VR. If you're just standard gaming 1080p, an RX 470 4 gig card or an 8 gig card is going to be just fine. And really, performance-wise, it's about what's in a PlayStation 4 graphically right now anyways. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to be that bad. I believe the 470s should be hitting the market here relatively quickly. You may be able to actually find them by the time you see this video, and they're going to be under $200.
Okay, so that's not that $7,000 one.
There's a $7,000 one?
Yeah, apparently there is a $7,000 one coming out.
That's the Titan X.
Really? They're selling a GPU for $7,000.
It's the Titan X, and it's not the old Titan X. It's the new Titan X. They just kept it the same name.
Nobody can live at that speed.
It's going to be it's supposed to be a video card.
Yeah.
Video card.
It's used. You're not using it for gaming. You're using it for other things.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
really?
like
yes.
I'd be using it for gaming.
Well, a $7,000 video card at that point, using it for gaming would be a waste of its resources. Like, it's so powerful, it could be letting you game and then doing some low-level rendering on the inside.
I'd be taking over the world.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably do that with a Titan X.
So, yeah, those, like I said, those are hitting the market, and I think they're going to be underneath 200. The For VR ready, you have to go over 200, which is where the RX 480 is at.
As long as they can continue to run the old retro games that I have, because I still have the whole id lineup, I still have the whole like abandonware games that I download. I still use DOSBox and things like that. As long as they can continue to be compatible with that, I mean, like Diablo 2, if it can still run that, I'm good. The minute it stops being like that, it's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to have a dedicated retro gaming machine and then keep my other PC current. And I don't really have that kind of money right now. So I'm glad it's not going that way anyway soon. Now, just talking about the id lineup, the QuakeCon going on this week. It's probably still going on while you guys watch this video.
Oh, yeah.
There was more information revealed about Quake Champions.
Yes.
There was a nice gameplay video put out there. It does look like very fast-paced, rocket jumpy, twitch shooty. You can carry as many weapons as you want, kind of show. So
it looked like Quake 3 Arena, but faster and updated graphics.
So it reminded me a lot of Unreal Tournament,
which is like Quake 3 Arena.
Well, they were both around the same time. So,
yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. Not as excited as I am for No Man's Sky, but I am excited for the Quake 3, Quake Champions. Sorry. I'm going to keep calling it Quake 3 because it's based off the Quake 3 model. You're running around small arenas with other people and bots.
Do you know why I'm excited about Quake Champions?
Why?
They're not porting it. It is PC first and PC only. Glory to the PC master race.
You and your master race.
They're like, we're just going to let it go as fast and as awesome and as high power as possible. You can't do that with consoles. Consoles just nerf it. So, we win.
Yeah. But it is really cool. You should go check out the video. As far as it being PC, I mean, that just opens it up to be kind of cheated in more.
Cheating happens on the consoles too. It doesn't matter.
Well, the thing about it is if it's cross-platform, I don't know. I don't really understand cheating. And I mean, like Steam just cracked down on cheaters, and for the dumbest thing ever, too. Like they just finally figured out a way to keep this from happening. So a cheater, let's say, wants to cheat in a video game, like they do. Then what they do is wait until the Steam sale and wait for that video game to go on sale, and then they create a proxy account and buy up as many copies of that game that they can afford on the sale price.
Yes.
And then when they get banned, inevitably, for cheating, on an account that they don't really, on a throwaway account, they will create another throwaway account, gift that game to this account, and continue to cheat on an account that they're just going to throw away when they get banned again. Okay. So now, if an account is caught cheating in a game, and it was given that game by another account, the account that gave them that game is banned from transferring that game's key.
So it can't.
It can't transfer. Even if they have 30 copies of it on the thing,
they can't gift them out anymore.
They can't gift them out anymore.
Nice.
And that's how they crack down. So this is the thing. It's like, this is why cheating sounds dumb to me. You're going to buy multiple copies of a game. You're going to buy multiple copies of a game for the fact that you want to cheat in it. You're going to spend as much as it costs to get an actual game. Or maybe a bunch of other games that would be fun to play, but you would rather cheat to the degree that you're going to buy multiple copies of this video game. And on top of that, you just bought multiple copies of a video game, and now you can't cheat. How dumb do you feel? I don't understand
cheating in the first place because, I mean, what fun is that?
Well,
you should have the enjoyment of actually playing that game and the satisfaction of knowing, hey, I beat that game, or I beat that other person. I'm that good that I actually did that on my own.
Some people don't care. They just want to be number one. So they will cheat to put their number one on the leaderboard, basically.
In this sense, it's not that they want to be number one, not in this particular arrangement. That's not my view. In my view, what it is they have more fun disrupting the actual gameplay for other legitimate players.
Yes.
Other trolls.
Yes, that happens too.
They have more fun just being in there and making it difficult or making it impossible for other people to enjoy their game. And that's the enjoyment that they get out of it. It's actually been researched psychologically that some people actually get off on this kind of thing. Get off, but they enjoy it. And they enjoy it because there's no clear sense of the consequences. It's just something that's like, I'm breaking your train set. It's the sandcastle stompers,
Yeah.
So
Bullies.
Yeah, it's people being bullies. This is the new bullying, is cheating, because it's a system set up that anybody seeing a system like that is going to be like, I want to tear it down.
Yep.
So that's exactly what's going on. That's one of the reasons I avoid online gaming with other players, and I certainly avoid any kind of game that's going to be sort of esports kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the trolling mentality I can kind of understand, but still, it's like cheating. Still bad. You know, if you're doing it for speed running, it's kind of cool. I mean, finding exploits is great.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, finding exploits is great. But when you're actually loading in other programs to cheat, that's just...
Well, it's like there's a spirit of, first there's a sense of achievement that you get from actually beating a game within the structure, within the challenge that it gives you. And then there's the fact that you can take that and assemble a team of people, a group of friends, something like that, and then go and take on another team of people who have met these same challenges. And that's great if there are organized teams of people who know each other and will work as a matter of teamwork. But then you take that same setup, multiple people on either side of the field bouncing around together, and you just throw in anybody randomly who wants to play at that point in time. And I think that diminishes the entire setup.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of wanting to play with other people, No Man's Sky.
Yes.
So, this is...
I hate hearing news like this.
Oh, what's it? This has been a cock tease?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is full on cock tease territory now.
Yeah, because this game initially is supposed to be launching this coming week on August 9th. On the PS4, it is launching August 9th. And then they said, "Hey, UK, Europe, you're getting the PC version August 12th. But North America, you're still getting it August 9th on Steam." Great. They just changed it.
Yeah.
Like on Saturday, August, what would that be, 5th?
Yeah.
They just changed it from August 9th to August 12th in North America. So now
it's globally released August 12th.
Yeah. What the hell? You know, fine for consistency. Yay.
Yeah.
But, you know, what?
It's true. We are whining because we can't have our toys.
Yeah, I can't have my Toy Tuesday. I have to wait till Friday.
We have to wait.
I don't
want to eat the broccoli.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
So, No Man's Sky, if anybody's had their head in a hole, is it was basically a AAA indie darling that's just been being talked about for months and years.
It's been talked up and talked up and talked up, and then I read into the history of it a little bit.
Okay.
So it's been talked up and talked up, and then the company got it crowdfunded.
Yep.
And got some interest from people like Phil Spector and stuff like that.
Yeah.
After their development studio got flooded.
Yes.
And they lost all of their assets.
Yes.
And so that's when companies reached out and be like, "Hey, we could let you get started on the right foot and everything. Give us an exclusive." And they said, "No, we're going to do it on our own." And they did, and they pulled it back together, and so now we're at this point where it's getting ready to come out, and I think they're just wanting to make sure it's done, that it's coming out right.
Right.
And I will always admire a game studio for pulling that kind of thing. It'll be out when it's ready is always going to be a faithful excuse for me.
Yeah. And they are doing a day one patch already.
Yeah. They say the patch is already.
Yeah, because apparently the PS4 copies, people broke Street Date. They had been sending out no media copies, but Street Date got broke. Copies were bought, and so you're seeing people already up streaming it, even though it's not out yet, because people have broke Street Date on the PlayStation 4.
And I've been avoiding any footage like that.
Yeah. And
I want a fresh experience.
Yeah. They want, even Hello Games says they want people to have a fresh experience, considering, you're going to be able to name planets, you're going to be able to go fly around, explore a galaxy, explore planets, discover new species. I'm sure Boss Pander would like to name a few things after herself.
They do, and they give you credit for first discovering.
Yeah.
It will show up to other people when they play the game. You were the first to discover this.
It's like Minecraft in space, but with better graphics and a lot prettier. You can fly around and do trading and everything. It's
seamless transition from space to planetfall.
That means I have to play with other people?
No. It's considering you're playing in a galaxy. They say it's very slim. You're actually going to run into people, and it's very hard to even meet up with somebody. So while they're 18 quintillion planets.
If you were to spend, the statement I heard is, if you were to spend 5 seconds on every planet you went to, and just went from planet to planet, it would take you 5 million years to visit every planet in the system.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
they've got a bunch of planets out there, and it's going to be very easy to say that there's just things that people have not seen on any of these planets.
That's nice.
So yeah, it is the most expansive universe I've ever heard about in a video game since Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Just have this lovely background, music right now.
So you're gonna have cold planets, you're gonna have hot planets, and so you have to have gear for all that stuff. And
so, like I said, if they're going to release it when they release it, that's not going to be a problem. Because if they say it's just coming out because it's not ready, we're delaying it, we're going to make sure it comes out right.
Right.
That's all I need to hear. If I don't really think there's much that the development studio could say other than that. When it's like, we're going to delay it because somebody called us a mean name on Twitter or something like that.
Puppy head.
Yeah. It's like, no, that's not what they're doing. They're making sure that they get it done right.
I just hope this whole thing doesn't blow up in their face, because
Dude, how many people hung on to Duke Nukem Forever?
well, not new. No, I mean, like what happened with the Fez creator.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, they've already dealt with hardship, and they have been dedicated to making sure that this game came out.
Oh yeah.
And that it saw traction and everything like that. I know that Fez guy probably pretty much set the bar and said, "This is what you don't do."
Yeah.
And so, at least I hope that they take that lesson.
He got nasty with the community. You know, at least the guy from Hello Games has been very polite and everything. He's like, "Look, please. I mean, we just want you to have a good experience. You know, please don't ruin this for everybody else."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everything like that. So hopefully they do it right, and hopefully it comes out and it's a wonderful game. Everything looks great.
Well, we will know probably by next show or the show after.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't keep us from recording the next show.
Well, the next show will be like 10 minutes of, No Man's Sky is great. We're going to play it again, and it's like, see you guys next week.
Yeah.
There, I just
Either
recorded
that
the
or
show
you'll
for
see
us.
this.
Yeah.
Well,
Or at least if they could play on their phones.
It's like, I just recorded the show for us. We don't even have to make one next day. So we just pop that up.
Great.
Yeah.
So we got anything else?
I think we covered the basic parts. Okay. Like, that's all we got.
So I got one little bit of amusement.
Yeah.
One little bit of amusement, because this did happen to me. So Newegg started sending out emails in regards to the 970 lawsuit, and this had to do with like memory and everything on them. It was actually like 3.5 gigs was being used versus 4, but it was advertised as 4.
Yeah.
And so they started sending out emails to the 970
I might have heard
customers.
some rumblings about this, but
Yeah, so basically people that bought 970s are going to get some sort of
settlement.
From Newegg. But apparently somebody over at Newegg fat-fingered this. And I was one of these people. I got the same email, but it was in regards to AMD and R9 graphics cards. And I have an R9 290X that I bought at that time. So they were waiting for details on this. And it was like, oops, they cut and pasted instead of NVIDIA and 970, it was AMD and R9. So somebody got a little happy on the copy paste on the keyboard form.
This is why form letters are bad.
Yeah.
Companies out there.
And this caused confusion for days upon days this last week.
What's wrong with the AMDs?
I was just like, I didn't hear about any lawsuit with this card. What the hell? I know about the NVIDIA card. Is this tied in somehow? And so, yeah. Newegg finally sent out an apology to everybody. Said, "Hey, we screwed up.
Yeah.
Sorry."
They sent out a response that basically said, "This is not the case. This is not what's going on."
Yeah.
So there's a retraction out there.
Yeah. So right now,
Good points for damage control, guys.
yeah, definitely. But the GTX 970 customers, you are going to be getting a settlement sometime in the near future. So that one is coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably like 5 cents or something.
No, it'll be more than 5 cents.
They'll at least get part of their cost back, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's all I got for this week.
I'm tapped out.
Okay. You got anything else, Pander?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, except, we're supposed to like get you to play something.
Well, we
Well,
will.
that's
That's a later thing.
That's a
That's
different.
separate.
Look for that
right?
separate, yeah.
Okay.
Look for that later this week, guys.
Okay. So, all right, that's it. That's our GACC podcast for the week. If you like what we're doing, do make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and let us know what you think. And we're going to keep trying to bring...
That subscribe button right down there.
And welcome all you new subscribers. We've been getting a lot of really great response. So
yes,
thanks a lot for your feedback. That's really great. And of course, look for us on Google Play and iTunes relatively soon. And when we do there, please do rate and leave your reviews so that people can actually understand what's going on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I had to switch Xbox Ones mid-stride. I mean, my Xbox One died. The drive died.
Oh.
And I copied all of my games to an external hard drive because I wanted to try that functionality. That's a really awesome.